So... swords?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Now, give your body over to me!
Wind Strike!
Shall rewrite history!
Cool it! This moment will be frozen! Excuse me?
Join me and sever that divine light!
I'm going in!
Subject to me!
Wind Strike! Dodge this! One!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've lost!
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can live. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small set by any means necessary and any medium available. I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, if you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner, now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right! Paimon remembers now! Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to...
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from a...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools. How could you possibly unleash the full potential?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are most perceptive.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current...
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom, once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must...
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Ame-no-Mayui. The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am...
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I will. Thank you.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until...
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the... Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base...
All right. Please lead the way.
What about Ame-no-Mayuya?
The blade says he'll let Ame-no-Mayuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
What's the hurry? Leave everything on this journey.